We got a question about how crucial is a video sermon and whether audio sermons will suffice. Mm-hmm. And this is, I think this is an interesting question for me because I'm fascinated by it. But here's what my take is. People, a lot of times when you put together a package, people are wanting to some sort of sermon example
sure.
of your preaching, of your ability to communicate. Sometimes churches will definitely say that it needs to be video. Sometimes they won't. And so the question is, how crucial is it to be video? I will tell you this from our process. When we put forward a slate of candidates, the one thing that everybody has to do is a 5-minute introduction video. Now, do we prefer that they have video sermons? Absolutely, to go with that package. But at the very minimum, we want a 5-minute introductory video where we ask people, tell us why this church is something you're interested in. Tell us a little bit about your history. Tell us why you think it could be a great fit. And tell us a joke. And the jokes are always cheesy because, forced humor just never works. But what it does is it kind of gives people a sense of who you are, and it gives people the ability to kind of see your facial reaction or your facial movements and see some of the body language and some of that nonverbal stuff that's so important in communicating who you are and whether you'd be a good fit. So I'd say, an audio sermon is, if that's all you have, then absolutely. I would say video, a decent video sermon or a decent video example of how you communicate is going to be huge, because that's what helps people understand who you are and how you kind of do it. It's kind of explain it like this. There's a significant difference between communicating with somebody by the phone and communicating with somebody face to face. And I know video is it's not the same, but I think if people can see who you are, that helps. And this is also, just as an aside, I think this is one of the reasons why it's so important for a church with a video, with an online presence, to have video sermons up, because I think people get a better sense of whether they'd be a good fit by seeing somebody preach, as opposed to just listening to somebody preach if they're considering whether to visit a church for the first time or not. But that one's for free. What do you think, Todd?
Yeah, let me push back a little bit, or maybe come at it from a little bit different perspective. So I think video work samples are unbelievably important for at least two different positions, for senior pastor positions and worship pastor positions. When it comes to be between video and audio, here's my take on that. Many of the video work samples that I see, and many of that are coming in on our profiles, are not well done. So you want to pick a couple of mistakes here. First of all, I see a lot of senior pastors will just send a link that has all of their video sermons on there. I would say don't do that. I would pick your top 2 or 3 sermons, right? Give them a good sample. The other problem that I have a lot of times with the video that's submitted is that the video is just of really poor quality. So if you're submitting a sermon video, make sure that it's not like a room wide shot with no audio. Make sure it's quality, particularly if you're doing a worship sample. And I know this is really difficult if you're in a smaller church that doesn't have like a really nice video setup where you can record quality video and quality audio. But in my opinion, at some points, it's better to have a good audio than a not good video. If the quality is off and it looks kind of hokey pokey or unprofessional, you're not doing yourself a very good service with your video work sample. So I don't know if that helps at all, Matt. I would say, first of all, with video, you got to work with quality. Make sure it's your best effort. I've seen some worship videos. They start with like a 5-minute kind of a story from the worship pastor. And it's like, no, get right to, put your best work forward, put your best foot forward, do your best sermon. But it's really important for those two positions. It's very unlikely that a church will be interested in you or call you in for an interview without looking at one of the sermons that you've preached or one of your worship sets. It's just, with the technology, it's very unlikely. Hey, Todd Rhodes here from chemistrystaffing.com. Thanks so much for listening to this short Q&A with myself and Chemistry Staffing's Matt Steen. Hey, we want to help you however we can during your church job search. So a couple of different things that I wanted to offer you today. First of all, if you'd like to set up your free church staff profile, it's totally confidential. You can upload your resume and kind of put yourself on our radar for any new church jobs and churches that we're working with trying to fill. Either currently or in the future. You can do that. It's really easy, totally free, and again, totally confidential. You can do that at chemistrystaffing.com/profile. And if you have any questions about your search, or you just want to contact Matt or myself, you can actually email me at todd.rhodes, that's RHOADES, todd.rhodes@chemistrystaffing.com. We'd be happy to help you during your search however we can, and look forward to serving you.